Hey guys, it's Friday, time for an update.
Oh yeah.
Morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as applicable to you. Apparently it's Friday.
What did we even do this week?
It has been an extremely busy week. A lot of meetings.
Yeah.
I'm working on cost tables to see where we can cut costs without actually cutting the project at all, because we want to maintain quality while still getting the baseline low enough that it's affordable, and also working on contingencies for a production facility, which we can't afford at all because we haven't started the product.
Haven't launched it yet.
Yeah, but we'd rather know and have everything played out so that when we have to ramp up production suddenly and unexpectedly, Lord willing, we'll be ready. Have it all designed.
Yeah, we've had meetings with FCC approval guys. We've had meetings with antenna design guys.
Yes.
We've had meetings with
display people
and edge data people.
Yes.
And
because we don't want to collect any data on the device, but around our facility, it would be cool if we could keep track of each device all the way through the production process without having to show extra effort. No sense in redesigning the wheel. We already have antennas and stuff set up, so we keep in touch with these guys, and they should be using off-the-shelf parts, which means it's reliable and it's established that it's going to work.
We also got word back from the PCB manufacturers, 3 of them, that one of the components we had was in too small of a package for them to easily...
NRF chip, right?
Yeah, the
main chip.
NRF 52840. It was in a teeny tiny little package, but there's a larger package, same chip, just a different form factor, so it's easier to build.
In non-engineer speak, that means that the same chip comes in different sizes.
Yeah.
And we picked the smallest one in order to make it fit the watch, and then we made the watch a little bigger and never made the chip bigger.
Yeah.
So we can actually get a cheaper chip, larger, and have it much more easy to manufacture if I'm following correctly. Something about a pitch angle, I got lost. That's not my cup of tea.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
and so we're going to get the design file from the board designer, and then I'm going to do because it's an adjustment, not a full redo. I can do that, no problem. And so then we're going to upgrade that, and then it should be even more economical to get that built.
yeah, our goal is simplicity. We want to use the simplest parts in the easiest way, not in any way for profit margin, but because that's reliable. Keep it simple, silly, is a saying for a reason, and the simpler we can produce these parts, then the simpler we can keep the cost. And if there's a supply chain issue, it makes it extremely easy to just use a different supplier or go for a different chip that does the same exact thing.
Yep.
What else we got? Oh, Outpost.
Yes, Outpost.
That happened this week.
This is what Eamon has been doing, and actually I'm going to get to the main page first. So we are working on the way to organize all of our we're calling them bounties, all of our overall goals, and then each bounty, if we go over here, has what we're calling beads that are based on Steve Yegi's AI beads, just subtasks basically. And so Eamon is doing a bunch of design work, and then I'm going back and plumbing it into our actual database. This is just a very basic program that is it's called Fossil, that I'm building the outpost on, and so then we'll be able to post bounties, and as many bounties as we can make public. We're going to make them public so we can get help from the community for monies, hopefully. We're working on the legalities of that, but
it turns out it's actually illegal just to pay people for helping you per job.
Yeah, that's
just as a generic. Apparently, commission is not a thing in the state anymore.
At least that's how we read the laws right now.
So we've had to actually find a lawyer to write our contracts, because we want to be able to compensate people. And to be clear, bounties are just help tickets. That's all it is. It's a help ticket. So if somebody finds an issue with our programming, or even Pebble's programming, but it affects our watch, because again, we're using Pebble's established operating system with thousands of apps. But if we run into any issues there, we're willing to pay people who know what they're doing, even don't, but can fix it. And if you put the time and you put the effort in, we'll give you a little bit of cash here or there, and we'll figure out a way to make that work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have no problem subcontracting people.
Absolutely.
And that includes also hardware design, or as we've pointed out repeatedly before, let me grab out of our parts bin full of prototypes here. Our design process is, let's make some rectangles. So these are both prototypes. This one has more of a vinyl finish and the solar panel. This shows you how we broke the screen that we were talking about last week. They don't look good. We'd like them to look better. The fact that our motherboard looks like a thin piece of stuff, for those
looks like packing tape with a circuit on it.
Yeah, and
that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, for those of you who know what you're looking at, that's impressive. For everybody else, it looks like a weird little thing, and we understand that. So we need to find more design people to create some cases that help with the aesthetic appeal of the watch. We've gone for function over form quite heavily, but that's why it turns out the way that it
Function in manufacturing.
Yes, so that we can be reliable and produce what needs to be produced without a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have had a lot of those meetings with suppliers and have been going through, with a fine-tooth comb, our options for end-of-life components.
Yes.
That was the other thing we didn't talk about
Oh,
yet.
yes, that's what caused part of the your children say hello. That's what caused part of the rewrite in the code is end-of-life components, and so with that we have to fix it. We want to have redundancies built in so that when components are end-of-lifed, or to be more, what's the generic? Discontinued. That's what it's called. Discontinued. Normal people call it discontinued. When they stop making a part, you obviously can't purchase it anymore. So we've built in backup plans and backup solutions to have different parts be interchangeable, so that if we run into a design issue or we run into more end-of-life stuff, it's not going to trip us up any more than a few weeks. And that's what's happened now, and we're tripped up, I think, about 3 weeks, which isn't, in the grand scheme of things, that's not bad.
That's not too bad.
That's a good example of what happens to us. There's a phone call just happened right in the middle of our recording, so there will be a cut there, and seeing as I'm likely the one editing it, or our administration is editing it, because we don't have someone for social media stuff.
Yet.
There's going to be a cut. Yet. I'm sorry. Yet. Internal memo discussion there. Visible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we did this week. Next week, I believe you're gone the whole week.
I'll be, yeah.
Yeah, you've got church stuff to do.
Yep.
So he'll be doing camp counseling stuff, which means I will be talking to the other 2 engineers by myself. And luckily, I'll
be available.
I'm somewhat competent, but hopefully we'll have the motherboard design, or I should say redesign, done in the next couple days. And if not,
When he says motherboard, he means PCB. Just so you know.
It's engineers, man, I'm telling you. Done in the next couple days. And then next week, we should be waiting on those being produced by the manufacturer anyway. So it would have been downtime, so God gives his provision at the right time. And it will also give me an opportunity to do more operational stuff at the ground floor. So we'll be literally out here working on trying to get the production facility ready and ready to be scaled. Because although we haven't sold anything yet, it really seems like people like our project.
Yeah. Everyone I've talked to is like, when can I get one?
And so the answer is soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to be able to produce quickly, as many as we need to, because that's how small company startups die, is not being prepared to scale. And we are prepared to stay small, or we are prepared to scale, whichever happens. So we'll just finish nailing down the stuff. And I guess that's it for this week's update.
Yeah.
I don't think we did anything else particular. Nope, that's it. All right. So we will see you guys next week. And if you are a higher level Patreon, you will probably get a message from us on Tuesday or Wednesday. And again, our general Patreon's free. Doesn't cost a thing. So come join the Patreon. We use that to upload because we can do this, and there's no restrictions on what we do. We don't have to be within a 1-minute format every single time, or we don't have to be a video if there isn't something that's videoable, and we don't have to be a photo all the time. So that's why we use Patreon. It doesn't cost anything to sign up. It's free. So we look forward to seeing you next week, and until then, take care.
God bless.